And of course, this government, who bet against Britain, will be ready and waiting.
Judges are always right, so it's, of course, some people can disagree with the judgment if they want, but I think everyone has to defend the integrity of our court process and our judicial process, and I fully defend the integrity of the judges and the way they behave.
I don't think she would be troubled. I mean, if she came back pre-lunch.
We're happy that the Supreme Court ruled that what Boris Johnson did was unlawful. And I think tomorrow's going to be very exciting here. We hope to watch as the House of Commons meets. So it's very exciting today. And we're happy for the Brits that they have the rule of law here. Something that we're going to have to rely on in the United States with our unlawful president.
Well, for Brexit, it'll mean that Parliament will be able to review what Boris's team has been discussing with the EU. For Northern Ireland specifically, it will allow the Parliament to review the backstop options that are being put forward, because we don't know what they are, and we don't know if it's acceptable. So this way, at least it becomes public, because the Parliament can oversee the governance organisation.
Well, I'm sorry that it didn't work for him, because I think he's a fair man, and I think that he will try and get the best Brexit for us all. So if he thought by dissolving Parliament that he was going to get it pushed through, then fair enough.
And understood the duty of any government to be accountable to Parliament, to try to close down Parliament for 5 weeks and look only at the remarks of John Major. He reminded us too of the constitutional fundamentals. Parliament must be allowed to sit, and parliamentary scrutiny cannot be. What the court has reminded us is about the fundamentals of the British Constitution, which rest on two principles. The first is parliamentary sovereignty, but the second is parliamentary accountability. And it's really important to our political system and our democracy that Parliament is in session and Parliament can scrutinise and hold the government to account, particularly at such a crucial turning point as this, when we're coming into the last 40 days before Brexit at the end of October. Both of which they said were fundamental. First, into the realm of politics. Rather, I regard it was a very serious defeat for the Prime Minister, who's currently in New York. I would expect him to return early to the UK, because Parliament is going to start sitting from tomorrow morning, and I would expect him at the earliest opportunity to appear before Parliament to explain the reasons why he asked the Queen to suspend Parliament for as long as 5 weeks, and I hope and expect that he might also apologise for the very serious mistake that he's made. It was a serious legal mistake. It's been ruled unlawful. It was also clearly a very serious political misjudgment. Very good. You're very welcome. Thanks. Bye-bye. I was dismayed at the Prime Minister's statement in response to the court decision. He said that he would respect the decision of the court, but in the next breath he said that he seriously disagreed with the court's ruling and its reasons. Well, in a country which observes the rule of law, respect for the courts means understanding their rulings and saying that you will fully comply with them, and you will do so willingly and not reluctantly. Remember, there were 18 bills before Parliament that were going to be lost as a result of prorogation.
So the Prime Minister will be called to give an account to Parliament, and he will be held to account by Parliament, and the only sanctions against the Prime Minister might be those from Parliament. So it's possible that if the Prime Minister continues in effect to be defiant and to say that he doesn't intend to follow the court's judgment, then I would expect there to be a formal no confidence motion moved in the Parliament, and the Parliament might then remove him as Prime Minister.
I think there's been a significant shift.